What's going on, boxing fans? It's Julian Williams with The Distance. I'm here to give you my official prediction for Stephen Luevano versus Juan Manuel Lopez. This matchup takes place January 23rd for the WBO Featherweight Championship. Overall, this is a good matchup because, you have two very good boxers in the ring against each other, and on top of that, it's a lot of intrigue in this matchup. Because with this matchup, the intrigue comes from what happens when who wins. What does it do for Steve Luevano, and what does it do for Juan Manuel Lopez? For Juan Manuel Lopez, really it sets up a possible unification bout with Yuriorkis Gamboa, saying that he doesn't drop the WBA championship. So it does possibly set up a unification bout with Gamboa for later this year. For Luevano, who knows? This is a deep featherweight division, so hopefully if Luevano wins, maybe we can see him fight Gamboa or any of these other big featherweight fighters. Because Luevano is a very good boxer. But overall, this matchup, Stephen Luevano boxes on the move. He's a fighter that boxes on the move. He has a very good right jab. He moves around the ring very well and uses it to his advantage, fights at his own pace. He doesn't really fight, a wild fight. He just fights a very controlled fight and puts his punches together very well. Sometimes he does sneak in the short right hook or the short left hook, but a lot of the stuff is he works behind is that right jab. The right jab, because it's very precise, very sharp, very educated, very accurate. And on top of that, the fact that he does move around the ring very well and uses it to his advantage, I think that's going to be a huge advantage for Luevano in this fight. Because with Juan Manuel Lopez, we've seen Juan Manuel Lopez, we've seen him box on his toes, we've seen him, come forward, we've seen him, do a few different things in his career. But honestly, after the Mtagwe fight, let's hope that Juan Manuel Lopez fights, a totally different fight. Let's hope that he's determined and focused, and I believe he is determined and focused. So in this matchup, I think that using the right jab and keeping his distance from Lopez really is really what Luevano needs to do. I think he needs to keep his distance from Lopez, and I think that other than keeping his distance from Lopez, he wants to stay away from the ropes as much as possible, because if Luevano gets on the ropes, then Walmart is gonna have the upper hand and the advantage if he gets Luevano trapped on the ropes. So he does want to circle around the ring. He wants to keep his distance. He wants to fire off his right jab. He wants to fire it off. Keep Walmart at bay. Don't get careless. On top of that, just simply move around the ring the whole 12 rounds from Walmart, I think is Luevano's best bet, because he does, like I said, he does throw a very good right jab, and on top of that, when he doesn't really I haven't seen Luevano mix it up on the inside, but I have seen him jump in and jump out, and I think that total lateral movement is I think the lateral movement factor is Luevano's biggest advantage. I think also needs to fight from angles. I think fighting from angles is another key factor in this matchup. And other than fighting from angles, countering when Walmart throws. Because there are times Walmart misses a lot of shots, and on top of that, sometimes with Walmart he does throw a lot of careless shots, and when he throws careless shots, he is open for either the right cross or a right hook or a left hook. Sometimes you can catch Walmart with the overhand right, just because of how his guard is. But for Walmart, I think for Walmart in this matchup, I think he needs to apply pressure to Luevano very early. If he applies pressure to Luevano early, I think it will offset his game plan, because, like I said, Luevano boxes on the move, and I think if he applies early pressure and goes to the body very early in the matchup, I think that it will take a lot of stamina away, a lot of steam away from Luevano, and it will be to Juanma's advantage in the later rounds. Another thing that I've seen with Juanma they didn't do in the Tagwe fight was he didn't really jab, especially in the later rounds when he was in trouble. I think against Luevano he needs to throw the jab. I think he wants to fight on the inside because I think that Juanma is the bigger puncher, and really moving up in weight, we'll see if he has more power. Let's see if he has more power. I believe he will have more power at this weight class. And other than that, just going to the body, applying pressure. Another thing he could do, Luevano does keep himself open for the straight right hand. Because his guard's a bit open, but he tends to get away with it because he does have pretty good hand speed, but he does leave himself open for a straight right hand. So I think landing the straight right hand is another good shot. I think that could win Juanma the matchup if he applies pressure, has a good work rate, and if he can land the straight right hand through the guard, I think that will win Juan Manuel Lopez this matchup. But overall, my thoughts on the matchup, who's going to win, is very hard for me. Really, this is actually a good. One of the things about this matchup is a good matchup because it's one of those matchups that's very hard to predict. It's hard to predict because you got two very good boxers in the ring against each other. But if I have to make a choice, I'm gonna go with Juan Manuel Lopez by unanimous decision. I think that he will apply constant pressure to Steve Luevano. I think Lopez is taking Luevano very seriously, and I think that Juan Manuel Lopez will apply early pressure. I think he'll apply pressure in the fight the way he should. But it's not going to be like Lopez Penalosa because Luevano is no Penalosa. But I actually think it's going to be more likely it will be a close fight. I think it will be a close fight. Let's see. Luevano may be getting a couple of the early rounds, or Lopez, taking rounds afterward. But we could see Luevano steal some rounds from Lopez, but who knows? But I'm just gonna say Juan Manuel Lopez wins it by unanimous decision. And I think it'll set up the matchup with Yorkis Gamboa for this summer. But anyway, thanks for watching. That was The Distance. Peace.